What up, y'all? It's your boy, One Sir Grove. This is episode 61 of Casting 495 Celebrities Worldwide. I hope that everyone is having a blessed day wherever you are in the world, whether it's day, night, afternoon, midday, evening, fucking twilight, dusk, dawn, somewhere in between, because I have no motherfucking idea where you are in the world. But nonetheless, hope you're having a blessed day on this 61st episode of C4CW. Thanks for tuning in. Don't know if this is your first time or if you've tuned in multiple times. Today's topic, mutagenics. Looking at species of insects and this notion that DARPA has that it can create these insects that can somehow safeguard America's crops by infecting these insects with different diseases. So turning the insects in nature into that would otherwise be benign or not harmful, turning these unharmful insects into bioweapons essentially is what some folks believe is the case here in terms of DARPA's new thought and so DARPA is a collective. I'm a proponent. I support DARPA. I am a true believer in the technological capabilities, progress, achievements, and so forth of the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency. For anyone who is not familiar with the United States Department of Defense, the United States Department of Defense is Mad Science Wing, as it has been referred to in the past. So we're talking about the Mad Science Wing of the United States Department of Defense, DOD, DARPA, D-A-R-P-A, Delta, Alpha, Romeo, Papa, Alpha, DARPA. This new idea that DARPA has come up with to use insects to help America in some way, if there were to be a scenario in which, for example, America's crops somehow, some way came under attack, DARPA could use these insects that it has in mind to infect or save crops by carrying different types of diseases. Now, I know that sounds fucking absolutely insane. And at least, on the surface, DARPA, somebody apparently, evidently believes that it, though sounding insane and outrageous and fucking absolutely pernicious, in other words, absolutely malevolent, on the surface, actually has it's beneficial and it has benefit and it can help save our nation in some in some way. Well, dude, I have to say the following. I have always and forever supported most of everything that I have ever seen DARPA publish. And I've read through literally over the decades thousands of different programs. Not everything obviously is in the news that one sees just kind of or hears about in terms of what DARPA's doing. It's not all in the news, not every one of the programs, because if you go to the DARPA website and you look at the section where they show what they are working on currently in different fields, mathematics, science, and technology, broad spectrum, broad categories, there are thousands of programs underway, and there have been not just hundreds. Over time, there have been thousands of different programs, and I've stayed abreast of DARPA literature. So this new one, though, I have reservations about it. I have reservations about this new program. It sounds pretty fucking psychotic, and the world is a strange place because this is a strange universe in which we live, because it is a multiverse So this is a multi-dimensional universe in which we exist. This one sounds fucking dangerous, man, on a new level. It doesn't seem, there's something about it that seems ominous. It seems like there are too many different ways in which this shit could go all fucking wrong, like on many different levels. Do I know what those levels are? Do I know what those scenarios would be? No, but I have this unconscious, just kind of this indirect kind of uncanny sense about it all. Something intuitively just doesn't feel right about it. It seems to me like though there, could be some application here on some, I don't know, man. Okay, so it sounds like it could be argued that this, obviously because it is now being argued that this program is going to be helpful, right? Dude, okay, so let's take a look. Let's take a look at this article here. What is this? This is Live Science Tech. The Pentagon wants to make an army of virus-spreading insects. Scientists are concerned, by Brandon, it looks like Spectre, senior writer, October 5, 2018, 12:57 p.m. ET. All right, so that's the article. That's the title of that article there. Again, the Pentagon wants to make an army of virus-spreading insects. Scientists are concerned. Now, I'm just going to quote one line from this article that I have cited here. And it says, let's see, I believe what I read earlier was it was a German scientist. All right, so okay, so scanning through this, it says, yeah, this is what I read some minutes before starting this new 61st podcast. All right, so it says, for example, why do they use insects? They could use spraying systems. Silja Vonicki, co-author of the letter and professor of international law at the University of Freiburg in Germany, told the Washington Post, to use insects as a vector to spread diseases is a classical bioweapon. All right, so that's my citation and reference to an article about the new DARPA program to use insects. And I have cited that properly. Here's what I think, man. It's obviously a program where, if you think about it, these insects, they could become some other thing. All right, so going back to this article, right, and thinking about what that person said about insects being infected with diseases. If humans are infecting insects with diseases that say the insects didn't otherwise have diseases, so many iterations of that over time, we could, as humans, create an insect population that mutates and becomes some other insect that we didn't intend for that insect to be. Through some mutational, process of mutation, mutagenics there, it could mutate the insects, and it could become something that is that wipes out crops. Instead of helping the crops, they could become something that destroys crops, and it could metamorphosize, transform into some fucking thing that has a super fucking disease beyond any disease vector that we've ever fucking seen before. I mean, that's obvious shit, man. It's like it kind of makes me think, and I'm just putting this out there, man. It really kind of makes me think, and I don't know who the fuck came up with this idea. I have no idea who came up with this idea first. It says DARPA, right? I haven't even looked into the details of it. I haven't looked at who the principal investigators are, the scientists. That news article that I read from, I have the screen closed out. I think it said something like 4 different universities have already received funding and already did some shit. Like they already successfully, I say that with quotes in the air, right? Already carried out some shit where the fucking, according to that article, the, like, whatever target vegetation or crop, whatever that product was that was targeted, it like glowed, it glowed is what I meant to say. It glowed a fluorescent color, indicating that, or something like this, that the targeted whatever it was that was targeted, that project was successful. And they're like, yeah, we fucking did it. Look, it glows. It's fluorescent. Yeah, yay. They did it successfully, right? Dude, evil projects always start off like that, man. I'm not even saying that the person who came up with this idea is evil. What I am saying, though, is that intuitively, like instinctively, it sounds, dude, it sounds like something out of a movie where someone's trying to destroy fucking Earth's vegetation, dude, our crops, like, intentionally. That's what it sounds like, man. I mean, I have to be honest. It doesn't really fucking sound like, it sounds like some evil science shit. Now understand this. I am saying to you, I have been on record multiple times, numerous times, over many fucking years, decades on record, since, like, Yahoo groups, dude. Okay, if you remember Yahoo groups, maybe you don't, because maybe you're a newbie, maybe you're from this new world that we live in. Dude, a long time ago, before Twitter and before Facebook, even before MySpace, they had Yahoo groups, dude, where people with the ICQ and the chat rooms, when they were, like, becoming increasingly popular, they had this thing called Yahoo groups. And I believe Yahoo groups is still around, or it was not too long ago. Mandela effect, shit gets switched up. Who knows? Maybe it never existed on this timeline. And I'm being honest, dude. So, because apparently Snuffleupagus doesn't exist here, and apparently your C-3PO from this universe has a silver leg, which he never had where I come from, because that would be insane, and they would lock you up, dude, if you said that fucking C-3PO had a silver leg in the universe I come from. He was an all gold-dipped robot, and there was no storyline in the universe of fucking Star Wars, in any fucking book, in any behind-the-scenes shit, in any of the fucking movies that were ever made, where C-3PO somehow came to have a silver leg. Never existed, dude. Never existed, dude, where I come from. Ever. Ever. There's no such fucking thing. Totally non-existent. Okay? Just like there is no such thing where I come from as the Baron Stain, Stain, S-T-A-I-N. There are no Berenstain fucking bears. That is insane and pure lunacy. So, not to dwell at this moment on the Mandela effect, which some people want for you to believe is false memory, which is totally fucking preposterous. It is absolutely not false memory. And there have been PhDs who have ruled out mathematically that it could fucking be false memory. Too many people in the human population have the same shared collective memory, and no, it's not a false memory. We don't forget shit like all gold-dipped fucking robots, okay? All right? It's just like Optimus Prime, dude. He's red, white, and blue, right? Isn't Optimus Prime red, white, and blue? Right. Well, what if I told you that the original Optimus Prime were like green, yellow, and white? You would be like, you're an insane man. You are fucking out of your goddamn mind. And I'd be like, nah, dude. Nah, totally, dude. Like, it's just a false memory of like 3/4 of the Earth population because, you know, like Transformers that came out just, I don't know, like a few years ago in the 1980s. Dude, what are you talking about, man? Like, dude, you know, he's totally like green, yellow, and white. And then I try to convince you, dude, that, you know, tens of millions, hundreds of millions of people on the planet, dude, it's totally false memory. It's a thing that the human brain does, and it's called discombobulation. That's not the actual word for the false memory, and I'm saying that facetiously. The false memory, like, you know, thesis, postulate, hypothesis. Oh yeah, totally. Like we collectively as humans totally forget about, like, you know, cartoons that we watched when we were kids. Like, yeah, now Optimus Prime is green, yellow, and white. Okay? He never was. He's red, white, and blue. Well, the same thing is true of fucking C-3PO. He never had a silver fucking goddamn leg. Alright? So the Mandela effect, quantum residual, CERN projects, okay, to tap into parallel universes, which we already have, secret time-space program. I know you're like, Rove, you're going off on a tangent. Am I really, though? Well, or is it related to this? Is it relevant to this podcast? And that, dude, don't fuck with insects and give them diseases because, dude, they will morph. Okay? They will mutagenetically turn into some other shit like Zika fucking virus. Hello, let's go back in time and see what humans did and then fucking warn humans not to do the shit. Dude, how could, after the Zika engineered virus, how could you think to come up with this harebrained idea to give diseases to insects to save our crops? That is insanity, dude. That is fucking nuts. Don't do that. Please don't do that. Okay, I'm just gonna go out on a limb for humanity. I'm begging you, don't do it. That, dude, listen, I know you have a PhD in science, and I know something in the universe of time space said, oh yeah, you know, you could do it. Yeah, you can do it, but it doesn't mean it's gonna fucking save crops. It might save a crop or two, okay? And then it's gonna destroy 2 zillion crops, okay? So, and you too. In other words, humans. Like, and no, dude, I'm not paranoid. I'm not even an alarmist, and I'm not even a pessimist. What I'm saying, man, is, are you not familiar with the Zika engineered virus? Are you not fucking familiar with the super flu? Are you not fucking familiar with the swine flu and SARS? Like, where do you think that shit fucking comes from, dude? Okay? Oh yeah, totally. I mean, listen, let's just be honest, dude. I'm gonna be honest. I know people who were in the military forever. Like, at TSSCI level, I'm not even a conspiracy theorist, dude. It's like Ebola. Where does that shit really come from, dude? That shit sounds like alien, maybe Earth, human, government, alien government, you know, dude, it sounds like population control type shit to me. And I'm just being 100% honest, dude. So does the AIDS virus. I mean, dude, I've seen the studies, and I've seen who the scientists, the handful of them who are believed to have engineered it. And, you know, man, I don't see it as necessarily being far-fetched, man. I really fucking don't, because I'm not fucking stupid. But neither here nor there, whether AIDS was created by scientists, humans, Ebola, this shit got out of control, Zika, whatever, fucking swine flu, SARS, wherever SARS comes from, you know? Yeah, all of these things that just like out of nowhere, they just materialize. Oh, here's some new super disease, right? Totally of nature, right? Yeah, right, sure. Okay, so then you want to give insects diseases, thinking that those disease-bearing insects with their disease vector spreading mathematics of it all, right? That they're going to deliver some helpfulness, something beneficial to crops, to like impregnate the crops with something that is nutrient based. I mean, come on, dude. Macro molecular, macromolecules and micromolecules and macronutrients and micronutrients and all this shit, dude. I mean, we could look at the Encyclopedia of Science, which I've seen every fucking iota of it, and that's gonna help giving insects diseases. First of all, dude, insects, dude, they don't all need to exist on this planet in the first place and shouldn't. I'll give you an example. Mosquitoes, okay? Dude, why are mosquitoes here? I mean, seriously, what the fuck are they here for? I know why they're supposedly here. I looked it up. I Googled it. I wikied it, okay? When I was a kid, basically. And I was like, why do these fucking parasites and diseases? Oh, because they're totally here to, like, help the earth in the process of Mother Nature. I'm not convinced that that's true. Have you ever seen the Project Blue Book stories, accounts, the information compiled by scientists in terms of visitors, advanced extraterrestrial biological entities, EBEs, in other words, other life forms, other races, aliens, visitors, people visiting, things visiting that are intelligent from other planets and planetary systems and solar systems and other dimensions. Have you ever read about this? Have you ever heard of Paul Hellyer, the former, the prime minister, president of, I don't know, does Canada, with its constitutional monarchy under Queen Elizabeth II? Who knows now? I don't know. Is it because, the land masses of Earth here, this parallel Earth, they've been changing and morphing and shifting in terms of the Mandela effect. Was he the prime minister? Was he the president? I don't know, because the shit changes, man. And I've seen every country on the planet, but, new ones pop up and their land masses change, and so do their constituencies and their properties and their characteristics and their dimensions. And so I don't know. But anyway, the country that's been referred to as Taured, the former president of Taured in Andorra, he fucking went on record and said that there are 85 different beings that are known to transit Earth. 85. So the number used to be 4. Remember how former NATO intelligence officer, analyst, had come out, Dean? Is it Robert Dean? I can't remember. Something Dean. Let's look it up. He went on record as saying something like there are 4, or is it 15? Okay, but the number was low. Okay, so let's Google this. Former NATO intelligence officer. Okay, it won't let me do that there, so let's just look it up on this other computer here. So while we look at the data, bear with me one moment here while we search the data. Former NATO intelligence analyst Robert Dean, aliens. Let's see if that's his name, because names change as well in the Mandela effect. Robert Dean is an American ufologist from NATO secret UFOs. Responded criticism raised by, NATO UFO assessment, Robert Dean. Alright, so I would know this by looking at the videos. No, I don't know, man. It's hard to say. Anyway, one of the former intelligence analysts for NATO who would come out in the past years, decades, he said something like 4 to 15, don't quote me on that, but it was a smaller number than the one that just came out in the news not too long ago, in that there are apparently 85 different beings that are known to transit this particular universe. So you see these numbers are changing. They're changing. The ebb and the flow of the Mandela effect and the changes in the fabric of reality, right? So you want to modify insects and you want to give them diseases, and you think that will save crops on this planet in some event or in some way. No, I don't think that's sound judgment, man, or logic. Like, you probably want to fucking reevaluate that and probably not ever do that. Like, that probably wouldn't help you. I'm sure that you can show some kind of empirical data evidence to support your insanely dangerous science and convince someone to fund your project, but you probably want to forego doing that ultimately and just probably cancel that shit, man. Yeah, dude, don't do it.